Chuck Norris is often remembered as an almost mythical figure, a symbol of strength, discipline, and resilience that has been amplified by decades of films, martial arts achievements, and internet culture. But behind the larger-than-life reputation lies a human story shaped by persistence, struggle, and continuous reinvention. His journey is not just about victories in tournaments or fame in Hollywood, it is also about endurance through uncertainty, discipline built from hardship, and the search for identity beyond public perception. This retelling focuses on the emotional and personal evolution of a man who became an icon, while also navigating the same vulnerabilities and questions that define every human life. It is a story of transformation across decades, from a quiet beginning in small-town America to global recognition. Yet at its core, it remains grounded in something deeply relatable: the pursuit of purpose, the effort to overcome limitation, and the understanding that true strength is often built slowly, through experience rather than instant success. Early life in Oklahoma, Chuck Norris, born Carlos Ray Norris, entered the world in a modest setting in Oklahoma in 1940. His early environment was shaped by financial uncertainty and frequent change, which meant stability was something rarely experienced. The family often relocated in search of better opportunities, creating a childhood defined by movement rather than permanence. These early years played an important role in shaping his personality, as adaptability became essential. Instead of growing up with a sense of rooted comfort, he learned to adjust quickly to new surroundings. This constant transition also encouraged independence from a young age, as familiarity with places and people was often temporary. Despite the challenges, these early experiences helped form a sense of resilience. Life was not always predictable, but it was consistent in teaching him to keep moving forward. In many ways, these foundational years created the emotional framework for his later discipline, where persistence and structure would become defining characteristics of his personality and career. Family struggles and moving years. The Norris household faced ongoing pressures related to work instability and financial strain, which contributed to a sense of uncertainty during his upbringing. Frequent relocations meant leaving behind schools, friends, and familiar environments repeatedly. This cycle of adjustment became a defining aspect of his early development. While the household experienced difficulty, it also instilled lessons about endurance and responsibility. His mother worked diligently to support the family, creating an example of perseverance under pressure. These experiences influenced his understanding of effort and sacrifice. Although the environment was not always easy, it contributed to shaping his determination later in life. Moving from place to place also meant learning how to observe and adapt socially, even in unfamiliar surroundings. Rather than forming deep long-term connections during childhood, he learned to rely on inner resilience. These formative experiences, though challenging, became part of the foundation that later supported his disciplined approach to martial arts and professional life. School years and quiet isolation. During his school years, Chuck Norris experienced a sense of quiet isolation, often feeling more like an observer than a participant in social circles. He was not particularly outspoken or confident during this stage of life, which made it difficult for him to stand out in crowded environments. Instead, he tended to remain reserved, focusing more on navigating the school day than engaging socially. This period was marked less by dramatic events and more by internal development. While some students naturally found belonging in groups, he often felt on the outside, which encouraged self-reflection. Although this isolation was not always easy, it helped cultivate independence and introspection. He began to understand his own thoughts and reactions more deeply, even without external validation. These years also reinforced the idea that confidence is not immediate but built gradually. Over time, this quiet phase of life became a contrast to the strength and presence he would later develop through martial arts training and personal discipline. Searching for direction in youth. As he transitioned into late adolescence, Chuck Norris began searching for direction and meaning in his life. Like many young people, he was uncertain about his future path and what direction would provide purpose. This period was defined by exploration rather than certainty. He took on different responsibilities and considered various possibilities, trying to understand where his strengths might lead him. During this time, the idea of structure and discipline began to appeal to him more strongly. He was drawn to environments where effort and consistency produced visible improvement. This search was not immediate in its resolution, but it marked an important turning point. Instead of drifting without focus, he started to gravitate toward paths that required commitment. The uncertainty of youth slowly transformed into curiosity about self-improvement. This stage of life became the bridge between childhood instability and the structured discipline he would later embrace, setting the foundation for the transformation that followed. Joining the Air Force. At 18, Chuck Norris made the decision to join the United States Air Force, marking a significant shift in his life direction. This choice represented both an escape from uncertainty and an opportunity to build structure and discipline. Military life introduced him to a system built on order, responsibility, and consistency, which contrasted sharply with his earlier experiences. While the transition was challenging, it provided him with a sense of belonging and purpose. The environment required focus, punctuality, and accountability, all of which contributed to shaping his character. It also exposed him to diverse people and cultures, broadening his perspective beyond his hometown experiences. Although the adjustment period was not without difficulty, it helped him develop confidence in structured environments. The Air Force did not immediately define his future career, but it played a crucial role in instilling discipline and resilience. These qualities would later become central to his success in martial arts and entertainment. Life in Korea and first encounter with martial arts. While stationed in Korea, Chuck Norris experienced a cultural environment that was both unfamiliar and transformative. During his time there, he encountered martial arts for the first time, observing disciplined practitioners who demonstrated control, focus, and precision. This introduction sparked curiosity and interest as it represented a new way of understanding physical and mental strength. Unlike anything he had previously experienced, martial arts emphasized inner control as much as physical ability. He began training under guidance, learning foundational movements and principles. The process required patience, repetition, and humility, as progress came gradually through consistent effort. This experience became a turning point, as it offered him not just physical training but also a philosophical framework. Martial arts introduced the idea that strength is developed through discipline rather than force alone. This realization marked the beginning of a lifelong commitment to training and personal development. Discipline and first training lessons. In his early martial arts training, Chuck Norris learned that progress required patience, repetition, and consistency. The initial stages were not easy, as the body had to adapt to new forms of movement and control. However, these challenges became opportunities for growth. Each practice session reinforced the importance of discipline over talent. Instructors emphasized that improvement came from steady effort rather than immediate success. This approach reshaped his mindset, teaching him to value persistence in the face of difficulty. Over time, he began to understand that martial arts was not only about physical strength, but also about mental clarity and emotional control. These lessons became deeply integrated into his personal philosophy. The structured environment of training provided stability and purpose, helping him develop confidence in his abilities. This phase marked the beginning of his transformation from beginner to dedicated practitioner. Return to United States and adjustment. After completing his time abroad, Chuck Norris returned to the United States and faced the challenge of adjusting back to civilian life. The transition was not immediate, as he had developed new discipline and perspective through his martial arts training. Finding direction required patience, as opportunities in martial arts were limited at the time. He took on various jobs while continuing to train in his free time, maintaining consistency in practice despite uncertainty about the future. This period reinforced resilience, as progress was slow and required sustained effort. Rather than abandoning his training, he continued refining his skills, believing in long-term development. The return to the United States was not a moment of arrival, but a continuation of growth. It marked the beginning of applying learned discipline in a new environment, laying the groundwork for future opportunities in teaching and competition. Early career struggles. Before achieving recognition, Chuck Norris faced a period of professional uncertainty. Martial arts was not widely recognized in mainstream American culture at the time, making it difficult to build a stable career. He worked in various roles while continuing to train and refine his skills. Financial pressure and lack of visibility created challenges, but he remained committed to his path. Instead of abandoning his goals, he focused on building credibility through instruction and small-scale teaching opportunities. This phase required patience, as progress was incremental rather than immediate. Despite obstacles, he continued to develop his identity as both a practitioner and instructor. The experience reinforced the importance of persistence, as success was not guaranteed but gradually earned through consistency. These struggles became essential in shaping his resilience and long-term perspective. Opening the first karate school, Chuck Norris eventually established his own martial arts school, marking an important step in his professional journey. The school began modestly, with limited students and resources, but represented a significant milestone in independence and leadership. Teaching others required not only technical knowledge, but also communication and patience. He emphasized discipline, respect, and consistency in training, principles that reflected his own experiences. Over time, the school began to gain attention, attracting more students who were interested in structured martial arts instruction. This environment allowed him to refine his teaching style while continuing his own practice. The school became both a learning space and a foundation for future opportunities. It represented a shift from student to mentor, reinforcing his role within the martial arts community. Meeting Bruce Lee and film breakthrough. A significant turning point in Chuck Norris's career came through his association with Bruce Lee, a fellow martial artist and rising film star. Their meeting led to collaboration in film, where Norris appeared in a major martial arts production that showcased his skills on screen. This opportunity introduced him to the world of cinema, allowing him to translate physical discipline into performance. The experience was both challenging and transformative, as acting required new forms of expression beyond martial arts. The collaboration gained international attention and marked his entry into the entertainment industry. It also demonstrated the cinematic potential of martial arts, helping bridge the gap between sport and film. This moment became a defining shift in his career trajectory. Transition to Hollywood career and action star rise. Following his initial film exposure, Chuck Norris gradually transitioned into a full-time career in Hollywood. Early roles required persistence, as establishing credibility as an actor took time. He appeared in action films that emphasized physical performance and discipline. Over time, he became recognized as a reliable action star, known for portraying strong, focused characters. His background in martial arts provided authenticity to his roles, distinguishing him from other actors in the genre. As his filmography expanded, so did his popularity, leading to consistent work in action cinema throughout the 1980s. This phase solidified his position in the entertainment industry and marked his evolution from martial artist to global film figure. Walker, Texas Ranger era. One of the most defining moments of Chuck Norris's career was his role in the television series centered around a disciplined law enforcement character. The show became widely popular, running for multiple seasons and reaching audiences worldwide. It combined action with themes of justice, morality, and resilience. The character he portrayed reflected many of the values associated with his personal philosophy, including discipline and integrity. The series became a cultural phenomenon, contributing significantly to his global recognition. It also introduced him to new generations of viewers, expanding his legacy beyond films. This era represented the peak of his mainstream visibility and cultural influence. Loss, grief, and perspective. Throughout his later years, Chuck Norris experienced personal losses that deeply affected his outlook on life. These moments brought reflection on relationships, time, and priorities. Grief reshaped his understanding of what truly matters, shifting focus from achievement to presence. He became more introspective, valuing time with family and close relationships. These experiences contributed to a more grounded perspective on life and legacy. Loss became a teacher, reinforcing the importance of connection over accomplishment. This stage added emotional depth to his life journey. Later years and legacy. In his later years, Chuck Norris focused on mentoring, family, and philanthropic efforts. He supported programs that promote discipline and personal development among youth. His legacy became associated not only with entertainment, but also with teaching resilience and structure. Rather than remaining focused on fame, he shifted toward contribution and guidance. his life story became an example of long-term evolution from struggle to success to reflection. This phase represents the continuation of his influence beyond the screen and competition. Conclusion: the life of Chuck Norris reflects a journey shaped by discipline, persistence, and transformation. From modest beginnings to global recognition, his story illustrates how consistency and resilience can shape a life over time. While public perception often focuses on strength and invincibility, the deeper narrative reveals growth through challenge and adaptation. His experiences highlight the importance of balance between ambition and personal connection. Ultimately, his legacy is not defined solely by achievements, but by the lessons drawn from a lifetime of effort, reflection, and continuous growth.